connect with your own heartbeat. What do you know to be true? What is true in your heart right now? Can you breathe into that space of your heart? Can you own what you know to be true? Peace, love, injustice, whatever is in your heart right now. Can you admit it? Can you look at it? In my experience, when we look at it, we can heal it. But we can't do that until we're willing to look at the truth. If there's tears bubbling up, let them bubble up. If there's joy swelling in, let it swell in. Just owning however you are in this moment right now, even if it's surprising, even if it's not how you want to be feeling. Let it move through. And then from here, let's anchor our minds in a sankalpa, in an intention. So drawing your hands in a gesture of prayer, bow your chin into your chest, and setting an intention for how you want to be with yourself today. So a positive single word, or even a short single phrase of the place you'd like to move from today. Peace, presence, truth, kindness, whatever it is. How do you want to approach yourself in practice today? Bowing into that intention, fluttering your eyes open, and let's keep like we're holding our own hands. We're just going to start to roll in the wrists a little bit. So like you're holding your own hand, just sending the wrists side to side, gently moving into the space of the wrists. And then switching the direction of your movement the other way. Sending your inner lace out with a little bend in your knees, and then sending that inner lace up and overhead. So you can straighten your arms if that's right for your shoulders. Most of us will keep a little or big bend in our elbows. Keep the energy reaching up in the palms, but keep the shoulders reaching down. And then see if you can find space between your tailbone and your head. So nice long spine here. On your exhale, release out. Take that inner lace behind your tailbone. Send it away from you. Puff up your chest. Little breath, big breath into the heart. And then take your inner lace over to your left hip. Take your left ear to your left shoulder, and we'll breathe into the space of our right neck. So maybe breathing this intention, this way of being into the left side of our neck. Taking your chin into your chest, taking your inner lace back, puffing up your heart. And then other side. So inner lace tucks into the right hip. The right ear goes to the right shoulder, breathing some space into the left side of our neck. Releasing out, puffing your chest up, sending your inner lace back. And then tap your hands back down to your thighs. If you want to switch the cross of your ankles, that might be a nice thing to do. Or come to a different position seated if there's one that would be more comfortable. And then we'll take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. The left hand comes back. So we're finding a tall spine. We're finding space by lifting up in our heart and sending the shoulders away. So gentle twist towards the left. You can use a little bit of pressure with your right hand to your left thigh. how tall you can make yourself. And then from that height, find your twist. You might notice that it's a little more challenging to breathe, so send more breath. On your next exhale, release yourself forward, and then we'll come to the other side. So left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh, the right palm comes to the base of the spine, and we'll find that good length in our spine. So reaching the head away from your tailbone, the shoulders away from the ears, and then we gently start to twist towards the right, finding that length first, and from that length we find our twist. Find your breath if it's a little constricted. And then as you exhale, coming back to center. Really nice, my friends. Let's come to hands and knees. So if your knees are sensitive, you could double up your mat. If you have a mat, you could put a blanket or a towel underneath your knees. And then we'll stack the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Option to tuck your toes if you want to add a little foot stretch or keep the tops of your feet down. Fingers spread nice and wide. Notice if you're dumping into the shoulders, press into your knuckles so that you find space in your neck. It's always nice to find space in our neck. From here on the inhale, let your belly drop, let your heart move up and through. As you exhale, curl in your spine. Nose comes towards your belly button, round in your upper back. Inhale, the belly drops, the heart reaches. Exhale, curl everything up and in. Moving from the seat of your intention. Inhale, belly drops, heart moves through and up. Exhale, curling everything up and in. One more time, my friends. Inhale, the belly drops, the heart moves through. Exhale, curl everything up and in. Find your neutral spine. This time, if your toes aren't tucked, go ahead and tuck them. We're going to take this nice and soft. We're going to listen to our feet. So this might be enough. If you're already like, whew, that's a lot of stretch in my feet, you can stay there or start to gently walk your hands back, walking your seat for your heels, and maybe you choose to sit up on your heels. That's a really intense foot stretch. Meet it with your breath, meet it with your intention. And if that is too much, we don't want to stress or strain in yoga, right? We learn how to take care of ourselves. So you can always put weight into your palms and come into a moderation in that way. So we'll take a few breaths into our feet. Notice if you're resisting and see if you can soften into the stretch, into the experience and the discomfort. Take one more full inhale, exhale wherever you are. And then walk yourself forward, release the tops of your feet. Let's take our hands to maybe face towards the knees, so fingertips towards knees. You can have your wrists up as much as you need. We're coming into a wrist stretch. So either pressing weight into the wrist gently. If this is way too much stretch, you can also take your hands out to the side. So there's all kinds of ways we can modify things. So either fingertips facing the knees, with as much pressure in your palms as feels right to you, or hands come out to the side. And then an option would be to stay, or you could have the option of moving in small circles. So listen to your own body, take care of yourself, move from the seat of your intention. If you are circling, switching the direction the other way. And And gently releasing your fingertips to face forward. We're going to come into a big stretch for our upper back. So you're going to keep your knees stacked underneath your hips. You're going to walk your arms above your head in a big V. So arms come out, tap your forehead or the top of your head down on the floor. If that doesn't happen naturally, you could always put a pillow or something underneath your head. So the armpits are hugging in, the top of the head or the forehead is tapped down. We're offering our heart for the floor, hugging the armpits in and breathing into the space of the back of our heart, our upper back. Take a couple more full inhales. So really watching yourself breathe in, really watching yourself breathe out. From here, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up and we'll find our way to child's pose. So knees come wider than your hips, big toes touch together, and then we'll sink the hips for the heels, and then we'll settle our forehead back down on the mat. Again, if that doesn't happen naturally, you could grab a pillow and place it underneath your forehead. You could also stack your wrists. If your seat doesn't naturally touch your hips, maybe put a pillow or a blanket there. So I really want us to have our seat grounded down and our forehead grounded down. So we'll take a few breaths here. So really surrendering. This is a pose of surrender, surrendering into the floor. Letting yourself fully release down. And then I'm just going to come up so I can talk us through some breaths. So you'll stay in your child's pose. Let your exhale come out. We'll take 5 breaths together. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. That's 1. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. This is 2. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale, 3. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale, that's 4. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale, that's 5. You are welcome to stay here if this is feeling like a place that you can rest and be in your body in. If you're ready to move along, pressing yourself back up to hands and knees. So we're going to add a little heat in the body. We're going to continue to be soft and take care of ourselves. So approaching challenge with a sense of grounding and a sense of ourselves. So you're going to reach and extend your right leg back. The right toes are resting down on the earth. The right hand is underneath the right shoulder. You're going to reach your left arm out like you're shaking someone's hand. So the left thumb is up. Scoop your belly into your spine and then lifting up through your inner right thigh. See if you can keep yourself all on one line. So we're not lifting everything up, we're lifting everything out. We're pulling up through the inner right thigh. Head is in line with the spine, so we're looking down at the floor. And the right heel is stamped back. It takes a lot of strength, lots of breath. Pull your belly into your spine. We're going to come in for a little bit of core work. So this will be our inhale. As you exhale, hug your left elbow in towards your right knee, rounding in your spine. Inhale, extend everything long. Exhale, curl your elbow towards your knee, round in your spine. One more time. Inhale out. Exhale, knee in towards elbow, curl in your spine. Inhale, extend it out. And then set your hand and your knee down. Other side. So we're reaching those left toes back, left leg extends. Left toes are down to start. Left hand is grounded underneath your left shoulder. And then we'll extend the right arm out from the right shoulder. I know you can't see in the frame, but the right thumb is up. Head is in line with spine. So we're already in balance. You can also stay here if this is already challenging and balanced today. So option to stay here or lifting up through your inner left thigh. Left toes point down, pulling up through your inner left thigh. Stamp your left foot on the back wall. Reach your right arm forward. Head is in line with your spine, so you're looking down. Scoop your belly into your spine. Here's our inhale. Exhale, knee towards the elbow round. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, curl everything in. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, curl everything in. One more inhale to extend everything long. Exhale, hand and knee down. Let's come to a seat. So maybe coming to kneeling. If that's not comfortable for you, you could come to a cross-legged seat. We're going to take a few rounds of breath here together. So we're going to come into what's called Nadi Shoshana breathing. This is a balancing breath that helps to balance the energies in the body. So we're going to make a peace sign. We're going to add our thumb. We're going to take the right thumb to the right nostril, shut the right nostril, and then on your next inhale, breathe in through the left nostril for 2, 3, 4. Close your left nostril with your pointer finger and your middle finger and exhale out the right for 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right for 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right, 2, 3, 4. A couple more rounds. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left, 2, 3, 4. And then let that go. Sometimes the nose can get a little snotty. If you need to blow your nose, go blow your nose. And then just closing your eyes, noticing the quality of how you're feeling after some breath, after some movement, after some awareness of the mind. And then here, I'm just going to offer one more time, hands on the heart, checking in with your heart, leaning into the truth of your heart. And then drawing your hands, bowing your chin into your chest, either saying that same intention to yourself or choosing a new one. So a positive word or a short statement to move from. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. We're going to come to stretch out the hips a little bit here. So we're going to come into our deer pose. So the left knee is going to bend out from the left knee left foot parallel to the left knee. Sorry, I'm all wonky. And then the right hip is going to be reaching out from, the right knee is going to be reaching out from the right hip. Wow. Okay. So we're in like a little Z pose or something in the legs. So the hands come to frame the right leg. We'll start here. So most of us will probably feel a stretch across the right quad, the right upper hip flexor. You're welcome to stay here. You're also welcome to take the weight back into the hands behind your left hip and gently press that right thigh down, opening across your chest. So taking a few breaths here, letting your bones settle, letting your muscles settle. Breathing into the space of your quad and your hips. And then walking yourself up, we'll switch to the other side. So this time the right shin comes parallel to the top of your space with your right knee. The left knee bends out from your left hip. Your left foot is just kind of falling back behind your left knee. And then just come to sit up here for a minute. Notice what's happening in your right quad and the right upper hip flexor. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you come to put a little bit of weight in your hands behind your right hip and gentle puffing up of the chest as the shoulders roll away from your ears. Breathing into your left quad, your left upper hip flexor. Take a couple breaths here. Releasing yourself out of this side. Let's take the soles of the feet to touch. The knees come wide. You'll take your feet in as close to the body as feels like you can still breathe. So there'll be a little bit of constriction in the inner thighs, but you still feel like you can stay and breathe and open. So that might mean you take your feet out a little bit farther. And then hands come either around the feet, around the ankles, maybe on the shins somewhere. And then you have the option of staying up, maybe even resting the hands behind your hips. Or if you have a little more space in your inner thighs, maybe starting to walk your hands out and offering your heart towards your toes. So we don't want to round too much in our spine. We want to keep the spine long. We're offering the heart towards the toes. Or we stay up. Let's take 5 breaths here together. So maybe closing your eyes, feeling into your hips. Let your exhale fall out. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. That's 1. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. That's 2. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. That's 3. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. That's 4. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. That's 5. We're going to keep our right foot where it is. We're going to extend the left leg out. So we're coming into a big stretch across the back of our right leg. We're also coming into a twist. So this is great for the low back, also great for your hamstring. You can put something underneath your thigh if the back of your leg is really tight. Take care of yourself. Hands come to frame your extended leg. The left shoulder's reaching back. And then this might be where we stay. So I'm already feeling stretch in my leg. Or if you want to explore a little bit more, keep your left shoulder reaching back. And then instead of rounding in your spine, start to reach your heart forward for your left pinky toe. Maybe your arms come to reach for your ankle. Keep that left shoulder reaching back. So that's going to create some space, some twist, some opening in your lower back on the right side. Remember, you can bend that left knee as much as you need here. So we don't want to strain. We don't actually really stretch when we can't breathe and move with it. So we don't hold and force. We support and breathe. Take a couple more breaths into the back of your leg, into your low back. From here, walk yourself up and we'll switch to the other side. So this time the left foot comes in, the right leg extends out. We come to frame our extended right leg. There's a flex in our right foot. The right shoulder's reaching back. And we're just gonna pause here for a minute, see what's happening in the back of our legs. Do we need to grab a pillow, a blanket for the hamstring? Maybe we're gonna stay here, focusing on that twist, reaching that right shoulder back, finding that length in our spine. Or maybe we're gonna start to explore with a little or big fold. I'm actually gonna stay up on this side because I'm feeling a little tightness here already. So the right shoulder's reaching back, the heart is maybe reaching for the toes, or we're upright. Let's check in with our shoulders, our jaw, softening anywhere that we can, where we can find space and breath. If you're forward folded, go ahead and inhale to roll yourself up. And then this time we're going to take both feet forward. So we're going to come into what looks like an L pose. So again, we can put support underneath the backs of our legs. We can bend our knees as much as we need. We're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest. We're going to stack the right ankle underneath the right knee. And then we're going to take that left arm, cradle it around the right knee, and then set the right hand to the base of the spine and twist our heart open towards the right shoulder. Little or big flex in your left foot. So how's your breath here? How's that length in your spine? And next time you exhale, release forward. This time we're going to come into a variation of what we just did. So the right foot's going to come back into the crease of the inner left thigh. This time we're not going to focus on twisting. We're going to focus on lengthening over our extended left leg. Arms come up to the sky, heart reaching tall, and then to any amount, doesn't have to be a big fold at all. Reach your heart for your toes, hands come to frame around your extended left leg. So we're square to the front of our space now. The right knee is bending out from the right hip. And then keeping your heart reaching forward to keep your spine long, just draw your chin into your chest. So releasing and finding space in the back of your neck. Finding a couple soft, full breaths here. Meeting any little parts of resistance in our body with breath. Next time you inhale, rise yourself up. And we'll do those two moves on the other side. So we'll extend that right leg straight. We'll bend the left knee. So the left knee is stacked underneath the left ankle. Over the left ankle. And then we'll take the left foot up and over across the right thigh. Right elbow cradles into the knee. Right below the knee, left arm reaches tall, and then we'll find our open twist on this side. So left hand is reaching back, heart is reaching tall, shoulders are coming away from ears, and the right toes are flexing up to the sky. How's your breath? As you exhale, release yourself out. We'll take the left foot inside the right inner thigh. Remember, we're facing forward. So we're not coming in to stretch the back in this shape. We're coming to really get into the back of the leg here. So the left foot is inside the right thigh. We reach our arms tall. We find lots of length. And then instead of curling in our spine, we reach our hearts for the toes, letting your hands come to frame. So the spine is long. We're not curling in our spine, heart reaching towards the toes. And then the chin bows into the chest to create space in our neck. And then again, we meet resistance, we meet tightness with breath. Maybe remembering your intention, letting that anchor you. On your next inhale, rise yourself up. Have your left leg meet your right. Reach both your arms tall. And this time we'll let our spines round as much as they want. So just bowing into yourself. Maybe taking your hands around wherever you can meet your legs or your feet if you're super flexible. And just allowing yourself to bow into yourself. Allowing your shoulders to release away from your ears, your jaw to soften. Take a couple breaths here. On your next inhale, rise yourself. And then we're going to come up to legs up something. So I'm going to put, this isn't the best example. If you have a closet door, that would be a really good choice. If you do have like a free wall in your space, that would be great. You could also use a refrigerator, just anything that can support your legs. Maybe a big cabinet of some kind. And we're going to tuck ourselves really close into what we're putting our legs up. We'll come down to our elbows, and you really want your hip to be flush with whatever you're putting your legs up. And then you'll swing your legs so that they are supported by the cabinet, the wall, the refrigerator, the door. And then we'll take the arms however they feel the most comfortable. So maybe wide out to the sides, maybe on the body somewhere. I'm going to give us a couple minutes here. I'm going to be quiet to give us a little space to just be in this restorative pose. And I will say before we head on into that silence that it is normal to feel tingling in your legs. It's actually the body recycling circulation, new blood into your body. If it feels too intense or not quite right, you can always bend your knees and place the soles of your feet against the wall. And then whenever you feel ready to rejoin us, you can send your legs back up. So just a couple minutes here, maybe closing your eyes, maybe focusing on your breath. So from where you are, start to slide your heels down the wall, resting your feet where your knees just were. And then there's no rush, but eventually rolling over to one side, making a little pillow for your head with your inner arm. And then using your free hand to press yourself up. And then we'll come to lay on our back. So we're gonna do one bridge pose together today. So soles of the feet stack underneath your knees. Fingertips should be able to graze your heels. Press into your feet, rise your thighs, send your knees forward. Use the strength of your thighs, your bottom to lift yourself up. Maybe interlacing the hands and tucking your shoulders or pressing firmly into your forearms. Using the floor to find space, find lift, find length. How's your breath? And then as you exhale, tapping your hips down to the floor. Take your feet wider than your hips, knees fall in towards one another. Take a breath or two there. And then hug your knees in towards your chest, hands come on tops of your knees, little circles in one direction. Little circles in the other direction. Come back to center. Arms either come wide out from the shoulders or elbows bend underneath the shoulders. Palms are up by the ears. Knees fall up and over to the right. So taking up space here. Letting your bones and your muscles be heavy. Letting your knees come back in towards center. Knees come up and over to the left. Again, taking up space. Letting everything be heavy, grounding down into the floor. Knees come back to center, squeeze yourself, maybe your chin comes up towards your knees, rounding into a little ball. And then as you exhale, release into a comfortable position on your back. So that might mean a flat position, that might mean the knees bend and stack over your heels. Close your eyes, soften in your jaw. 3 finishing breaths together. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Shavasana, final rest. Just giving yourself a minute here to feel the benefits of your practice, to feel the space that you've created for yourself in your body. Starting to bring conscious breath back in. Finding any small movements to remind yourself of your body. Eventually rolling over to your right side, making a pillow for your head with your inner arm. And then pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Settling your palms down on your thighs, closing your eyes. Acknowledging where you are, how you feel. And maybe choosing to approach whoever is in your space, whoever is on your Zoom call. Approaching your thoughts from this space, approaching a world that desperately needs us from this space. Drawing your hands in a gesture of prayer at your heart, bowing your chin into your heart. The light in me acknowledges the light in all of you. Thank you so much, community, and I hope that was helpful. Please take care of yourself. Please keep grounding yourself in what's true, what's in your heart. And I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.